It starts with a doorbell camera pointed at an ordinary front porch, the kind of frame people barely look at anymore. A door, a walkway, a few seconds of empty night. Then a man steps into view. He moves toward the door, shouts to be let inside, and starts kicking it. The camera keeps recording. Inside the house, a family is realizing this is not a false alert. It is not a package delivery. It is not a neighbor at the wrong address. Someone is outside their door, demanding entry, and he is not leaving. In the seconds that follow, the porch camera captures the part every homeowner imagines when their phone lights up after dark. The moment when the person on the other side of the door decides that knocking is over. And what makes this clip different from a lot of viral doorbell videos is that this one did not end as a mystery. It became a police case. But that is only one of the 7 recordings in this video. Some of these cases ended with arrests. Some are public safety warnings. Some are still just strange things caught by cameras that were never supposed to be watched this closely. We are going to tell you exactly what is confirmed and exactly what is not. No guessing dressed up as fact. This is After Dark Dispatch, and these are 7 times doorbell cameras caught something terrifying. The first case happened in Fairfield, California in April 2026. According to multiple outlets, including KTVU, TMZ, and NBC7 San Diego, the Ring footage shows a man later identified by police as Jason Nichols standing outside a family's home. The porch video shows him shouting demands to be let inside, kicking at the door, and threatening to break it down. The family inside did not know him. In the video, the doorbell camera catches the frightening part from the outside: the man on the porch, the raised voice, the repeated kicks, the sense that the front door may not hold for long. But according to reporting on the case, the incident did not stop at the porch. Nichols allegedly got into the house through a rear sliding glass door. Interior camera footage reportedly shows him moving through the home after entering. The homeowner later returned and confronted him. Reports say there was a struggle and that the homeowner used a shovel during the confrontation. The people inside survived. But the details make clear why this clip spread so quickly. According to the reporting, a wife and a 5-year-old child hid in the garage while it was happening. That is the only detail that needs to be said about the child. The family has not been named publicly in the main reporting, and they should stay that way. What is confirmed is the outcome. Nichols was arrested. He was booked on multiple felony charges, including burglary, vandalism, criminal threats, and assault with a deadly weapon. Reports also state that an additional charge was tied to a separate encounter days earlier. That matters because a lot of doorbell videos online are posted with no ending, no name, no arrest, no follow-up. This one has an ending. It is still disturbing, but it is not unexplained. The camera captured the moment before a forced entry. The news reports filled in what happened afterward. And the police case turned a viral clip into a record of how quickly an ordinary night can become a home invasion. The second recording comes from Arden-Arcade in Sacramento County, California. It was reported in early May 2026 after residents began sharing what they had seen on their cameras. According to KCRA, CBS Sacramento, and Fox 40, a doorbell camera showed a man standing at a front door at about 8:30 at night. He was holding a knife, and while he stood there, he made repeated stabbing motions toward the door. The homeowner, Rebecca Breen, spoke on record to local news. She said she heard a knock, checked her camera, and saw the man outside. She called 911. That detail is important. She did not open the door. She did not go outside to confront him. She checked the camera, saw the threat, and called for help. Other residents reportedly saw similar behavior nearby. Deputies responded, but by the time they arrived at that location, the man had left. The suspect was later identified as Brian Matson, 56. According to the reports, he was arrested twice in one day. The first arrest was for misdemeanor trespassing. After he was released, he was arrested again hours later at a different location, this time for trespassing and a probation violation. The footage is not complicated. That is what makes it work. There is no elaborate mystery to solve. There is just a man at a door with a knife and a homeowner watching from the other side of a screen. Some neighbors described his behavior as erratic. One report included language suggesting he was not in his right frame of mind. That may be true, but it is not our place to diagnose him from a doorbell clip. The facts are enough. A resident heard a knock. A camera showed a man with a knife making stabbing motions at the door. Police were called, and the man was later taken into custody. For a security camera, that is exactly the kind of moment it was built to catch. For the person inside, it is exactly the kind of moment you hope never shows up on your phone. The third entry is not one person at one door, it is a pattern. Across several Wisconsin communities, police and local news outlets reported a trend known online as the door kick challenge or the door knock challenge. The footage is almost always the same. Late at night, often between about 1:30 and 3 in the morning, masked people approach a home. Some of them appear to count down. Then one of them kicks the front door hard enough to wake the people inside. Then they run. On a phone screen, it may look like a prank. In person, at that hour, it does not feel like one. TMJ4, CBS 58, and WISN all reported on versions of the trend, with police departments warning residents about the danger. The people in the videos are masked and unidentified. In some reports, police suspected the participants were minors, but no one is shown unmasked. This segment is not about exposing them. It is about the risk. A door kicked at 2 in the morning can look and sound like the beginning of a break-in. A homeowner waking up to that noise may not know it is a social media challenge. They may think someone is trying to get inside. That is why police warnings around these incidents matter. Several departments advised residents not to run outside or confront the people doing it. Check the camera. Save the footage. Call police if needed. The people at the door may think they are making content. The person inside may think they are defending their home. And in that gap, a stupid trend can turn dangerous very quickly. Unlike the first two cases, this is not a resolved arrest story. It is also not a paranormal mystery. It is something more ordinary. Doorbell cameras catching a public safety problem while it is still happening. The fourth clip moves from confirmed crime into stranger territory. In Compton, California, homeowner Jessica Ortiz shared an 11-second Ring camera clip that later appeared in reports from Fox 11 Los Angeles, Inside Edition, and other outlets. The video is brief. On the porch camera, a small, oddly shaped figure appears along the side of the property. It moves quickly, visible for only a second or two, then seems to pass toward a back gate. Ortiz said there were loud noises afterward. She also said no other camera on the property captured the figure. She has spoken about the clip on record, and she has said she believes it may show something extraterrestrial. That is her belief. Other people who saw the video had different explanations. Some suggested it might have been a child. Others thought it could be a costume, a blanket, or simply a strange angle caught by a low-light camera. The honest answer is that the clip does not prove any of those explanations. It also does not prove anything paranormal. What it does show is a tiny, strange shape moving through a porch camera frame in the middle of the night, followed by a homeowner trying to understand what she saw. That is enough for the segment. No one was hurt. No crime was reported in the sources we reviewed. Ortiz chose to speak publicly, which makes this cleaner from a privacy standpoint than a random clip taken from a stranger's account. The reason it belongs here is not because we can say what the figure was. It belongs here because we cannot. And because sometimes a doorbell camera does not give you an answer. It just gives you 11 seconds that make the question harder to ignore. The fifth clip went viral as a backyard mystery. According to Bro Bible, the video came from a TikTok account called @NeighborhoodWatchFeed. It shows a black and white camera view of a backyard pool area at around 2 in the morning. At first, the strange part is the light. The pool light appears to click on by itself. Then it goes off. Then the camera catches what looks like a human-shaped figure in the background. It does not rush the camera. It does not attack anyone. It is just there, faint enough that the brain keeps trying to decide whether it is a person, a shadow, or something else. This is exactly the kind of clip that usually gets uploaded into a compilation with a dramatic title and no questions asked. But there are questions here. BroBible's own reporting noted that the account's story was inconsistent. In one version, the clip was described as something submitted by a homeowner. In other videos, the poster appeared to claim the pool as their own and described being tormented by the figure. The same reporting also noted that some other clips from that account carried AI generation watermarks, although this particular clip reportedly did not. The creator did not respond to a request for comment. So this segment has to be handled differently. We cannot tell you the figure is real. We cannot tell you it is fake. We cannot tell you the pool light was paranormal, staged, electrical, or edited. What we can say is that the video went viral. It was reported with those caveats, and the account's own story does not completely add up. That does not make the clip less interesting. It may make it more interesting. Because with viral footage, the scariest part is not always what appears in the frame. Sometimes it is how little survives once you ask where the frame came from. The sixth case is the thinnest source in the lineup, so we are keeping it short. Two secondary outlets, Hollywood News Daily and We Got This Covered, wrote about a Wisconsin woman identified only by the TikTok name Melody. According to those write-ups, she received a door camera motion alert at 2:51 in the morning. But because of the way her camera subscription worked, she could only save a still image, not the full video. The still reportedly showed a face close to the camera, one dark eye visible, mouth open, expression hard to read. Melody said she used the doorbell speaker to play a man's voice, hoping whoever was outside would think she was not alone. After that, the person left. That is the whole verified shape of the story. No full name, no address, no arrest, no confirmed follow-up. No primary TikTok link was found in our source map. So this is not a segment where we pretend certainty exists. It is a still image tied to a personal account, repeated by secondary sources, with no final answer. But even with those limits, the situation is easy to understand. A motion alert wakes someone up before 3 in the morning. They check the camera. A face is close to the lens. They do not know who it is, why the person is there, or whether the door is about to be tested next. That is the fear doorbell cameras create as much as they solve. They let you see what is outside. They do not always tell you what to do with what you saw. The final clip is the lowest risk one in the video, and maybe the strangest in a quieter way. It was posted by the YouTube channel Papa Knows Stuff under the title asking whether the Ring camera had caught insects or spirits. That question is the right way to frame it. The clip shows a porch at night in Ring camera night vision. At 4:15 in the morning, two small glowing orbs move through the frame. They drift in that familiar way that night cameras sometimes create when dust, insects, moisture, or light hits the lens just right. But they also move cleanly enough that you understand why the creator posted the clip as a question. There is no threat here, no stranger at the door, no crime, no family hiding inside. Just a camera recording something small and bright in the hours before sunrise, when most houses are asleep and every motion alert feels a little louder than it should. The creator did not insist on one explanation. The title itself leaves the door open. Insects, spirits, or something else. That is where we should leave it too, because after the forced entry in Fairfield, the knife at the door in Sacramento County, and the late-night door kick trend in Wisconsin, this clip lands differently. It is not terrifying because it proves anything. It is unsettling because it reminds you how these cameras work. They sit in the dark. They watch when you are asleep. Sometimes they record things you would never have known were there. Most of the time, the explanation is ordinary. Sometimes the ordinary explanation is enough. 7 cameras, 7 different nights. 2 of them ended in arrests. 1 became a warning from police about a dangerous trend. The rest remains somewhere between personal account, viral mystery, and open question. That is the part worth remembering. A doorbell camera can show you who is outside your door. It can give police evidence. It can help a homeowner make the right decision in the moment. But it can also leave you with a frame that does not explain itself. A figure at a gate. A light switching on over an empty pool. A face too close to the lens before 3 in the morning. 2 bright shapes passing through the dark. The footage does not always answer the question. Sometimes it only proves there was a question to ask. If you want more real footage, careful sourcing, and stories where we separate what is confirmed from what is only claimed, subscribe to After Dark Dispatch. And if your doorbell camera has ever caught something you still cannot explain, maybe check the timestamp before you watch